Everything's manual. Manual steering, manual brakes. There's
Yeah.
no power, anything. Doing portraits for families in homeless shelters, which is what I do. I do free portraits. I've been doing this 7 years. I've only gotten the knock and got moved 5 times. Yeah, I'm very low complexity. I like to keep things super simple. I have no stealth. Stealth is not something I even think about because I don't have it. I can't have it.
Yeah.
And since I was going to give up everything and live in a truck for the foreseeable, who knows how long, I decided I wanted to be something to put a big smile on my face. And when I got it, it had been a barn for 35 years in Ontario, in Canada. And so nothing worked. 54 Dodge M152. It was built for the Canadian Army. It was a command truck. So it had tons of radio gear and stuff. And yeah, well, she's going to outlive me. I guarantee you that. It was,
Wow.
when I got it, it had been a barn for 35 years in Ontario, London, Ontario in Canada. And so nothing worked. I mean, the only thing I didn't have to rebuild is the steering. Everything else I've had to, it was a long year just to get it to where it could drive and get a license.
Yeah. Wow. And
Yeah.
was it rusty?
Not a lot of rust because it was undercover.
Okay.
It has some rust issues, but nothing significant.
Yeah. So why did you buy it? Why did you even want to do this?
I was at a big transition in my life where I was unexpectedly free to do pretty much to completely change the plan. And I'm a professional photographer by trade.
Oh.
I did that commercially for 30 years. And I discovered that I was very burned out on everything I create being to sell something. So I found that I decided I wanted to do photography that matters. I couldn't afford to retire early if I continued to have a conventional home. And so I just flashed back to 1990 when I was starting my career, and I lived in a van for 5 years. So I could afford to build a career, and it just seemed like a natural thing to do so I could continue to barely eke out a living, on my savings until I get to retirement and be out doing portraits for families in homeless shelters, which is what I do. I do free portraits and stuff. So
Oh.
yeah, so it just allowed me to do it. It was the only way I could see to do it. And since I was going to give up everything and live in a truck for the foreseeable, who knows how long, I decided I wanted to be something to put a big smile on my face. And I had always loved old military trucks, and I just started looking, and this is the one that came along.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you have any of these photos that you've taken that you can show us, or are they?
No, they're totally
private?
just for the families.
They're just for the family.
They're private because a lot of these they're primarily single moms with their kids,
Yeah.
and they're escaping domestic violence and such. So
Wow.
that's the assurance they have at all these shelters, is that
It won't
your
be
photos are
published.
just for
Yeah.
you. You're the only one that has rights to them.
Yeah.
Even the shelters don't have rights to them.
Wow.
The families can share that with the shelters if they want to.
Yeah.
But no, so I don't share them. But on my website, or on my Patreon page, because I have some patron support, I've got the only picture. Like, I asked families, could I share your picture? Yeah. Good Lord, you're tall. Hello.
So cool. Your chess
Thanks.
Amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, it's nice to be able to play a game of chess out in the open air,
Yeah. Wow.
That's
I
great.
didn't expect that. Now, I totally got distracted.
You were saying that on your website that you ask people, and
All right.
yeah,
A lot of portraits, if everything's just seems like they aren't stressed or whatever, seems like they might be open to it, I'll ask, could I share your portrait? And I've only had one family do it,
yeah,
And so there's one portrait on my Patreon page. Like, if you went to jackdaw.love and went to my Patreon page, there's a header portrait of a family I photographed.
great.
But that's the only one I've had to share out of, I think I'm in the 500s of
Oh my
portraits
gosh,
I've made
that must
now.
feel so good to you.
Yeah, it's meaningful.
Yeah.
All the advertising stuff I did, it only matters for that year, and there's a new product, new thing, new style. We got to go shoot that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
If I had to start earning income again, like through a regular job, it would not be advertising anymore. It'd be, I don't know, drive a bus or something, anything else. I can't
Yeah.
go back.
Yeah. So shall we take a look at your vehicle?
Sure, sure. How do you want to go about that? I'm not interviewed very often.
Well,
So yeah, I love the safari windows. Being able to open the windshield when you're running on a trail or off road, or
yeah.
you can set them any spot. So on hot highway, I can just have them partly open. I got airflow coming over, is nice. But yeah, she's just a standard M series 3/4 ton truck front end from that series of military trucks, and there's endless upgrades and mods I've had to do to make it highway worthy. I won't bore you with that whole list, but yeah, she's a classic old military truck. I can stand on these fenders.
Wow.
It's insanely robust.
How comfortable is it to drive?
For me, it's plenty comfortable. I mean, it's active. You have to pay attention to sounds. There's a lot of understeer, so you're constantly correcting steering. A huge mileage day for me is 200. I typically travel between 75 and 100 miles a day.
Okay.
Because I don't generally have somewhere I have to be at a certain time, or even if I do, I give myself a lot of time to get there.
Yeah. Rich, where do you stay? Where do you go in your travels?
I spend most of my time in cities, in urban areas, so I become, pretty prolific at how to find parking spots in cities where I won't get the boot, get the knock, But it happens on occasion.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no question, because of this vintage vehicle, I get special treatment, and people can see the website on it, if I'm parked on a street, and I know they look me up because I've had people come out and thank me for what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And so I don't have your typical van lifers experience.
Yeah.
With urban parking, but I've been doing this 7 years. I've only gotten the knock and got moved 5 times, and each time I knew it was a high likelihood.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that I'm probably going to get moved along,
Yeah.
But they're always real polite. Again, I get that special treatment. I'm an older white guy, and most police are ex-military, the majority, and they've already checked me out when they knock, so they know my license is up. They know everything's legit. So when I come to the front, they tell me, "Hey, man, I'm sorry, you can't be here. You have to move along." And I'm always polite, and it's no problem. And they're right on the heels of that. "What is this, man?"
Yeah.
It was great. And they'll
know.
say, "I was in the Marine Corps, what up, blah, blah." And so
Yeah.
I don't have your normal van lifers urban camping experience.
Yeah.
I get a lot of special treatment. There's no question. But yeah.
All right, let's take a look at the front.
Go ahead.
Look at this, Rich. It looks very military.
Well, the dash is all pretty much original. I did not change out the gauges, and I just added a gauge pod for the new engine and other stuff that I've done. And interesting thing, the original gauges, which are in the center, they're really beautiful, and they glow in the dark. They have radioactive isotope paint.
Oh my God.
So if I'm in total darkness, they're glowing. It's really cool.
Look at that gear shift knob.
Neat stuff.
So it's a manual, right?
Oh yeah, everything's manual. Manual steering, manual brakes. There's no power, anything.
Wow. How many gears does it have?
4-speed.
It's a 4-speed.
Yeah, and I shift into high gear at 30 miles an hour. That's how low geared everything is. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, okay, we have a birthday happening over here.
That's pretty cute.
If it's your birthday, we'll get you too.
Should we get inside?
Absolutely. Come on in. It's tricky. You don't want to bonk your head. It'll hurt you. Be able to safely get in while you hold your camera, because this will bust you. But there's a grab handle here. So you just step up, grab on, come on through.
So tell us what you got in here.
What I got in here? Boy. Well, I got solar on the roof, only 500 watts, a Goal Zero unit. And that takes care of powering all of it's running the fridge. I've got the smallest true compressor fridge you can buy. I actually, if that ever dies, I'm going to go a little bigger.
Okay.
I also have a house battery, so I have two sources of 12-volt power, you
Okay.
know. So, and this is just, I've got a little butane stove in here, and you know, this is just a little garage for it.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's handy, you know, when it's nice weather, I cook out the back. I have a nice pull-out kitchen drawers and everything
Okay.
out the back. But this is generally where I'm firing up morning coffee and stuff. And yeah, I'm pretty minimal. You know, everything in here is stuff I use. The only collecting I do is stickers. Obviously, you've seen that, and magnets. And I don't put them on the outside. So my whole headliner in the cab is, you know, it's about 60% covered now. It's going to keep growing, and that's fun.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a simple space. I've got a little drop down screen that I can watch movies on. You know, it swivels, and my phone, it just ties into my phone or my Kindle, and I can play on that screen whatever would play on those devices.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm very low complexity. I like to keep things super simple.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no plumbing in here or anything. I have like 4 gallons of water all in 1 gallon, you know, nice heavy duty jugs. And you know, this is a lot of reclaimed stuff. This is an old railroad desk I modified to turn into this,
Super
you know,
cool.
surface. Yeah, it's
And it
sweet.
had the drawers. You just
I only had this drawer.
oh, it only had
I
one
built
drawer.
all the other drawers,
Okay.
you know, out of reclaimed wood and other stuff I had around.
I love your knobs.
Yeah, it's fun to have different stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, that one's just that's my pantry drawer. That's a big heavy drawer. So it needed a better pull on it, because you got to kind of lift it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, what else have you got in here?
Little collections, my coffee mug. I love compasses. This is a vintage compass from
Okay.
Soviet Russia, another compass. I got my watch. I've got a little water bottle for when I do watercolor.
Okay.
And my friend who's been with me since I was a little boy,
oh.
Charles. So yeah, and this astronaut guy is a little laser light show thing. It's a lot of fun. Does some really cool patterns and lights in here.
That are fun for the
Projects out the window if I'm at, you know, a party or what have you, where we're all camping out.
Okay.
We all tend to have, like, these are all colored neon, you know, LED neon that wraps all over. It's,
Yeah.
At night, this is super cool inside, you know, because I can do any color I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, tell me about the curtains you've got.
Oh, yeah, this is actually upholstery fabric. I needed it since windows let a lot of heat or cold in.
Yeah.
So I had tried other kinds of material, but I found that the upholstery fabric was far superior, because when it's down over the window, it creates a gap in there. But I have these other little magnets that and actually I need to do this because I don't want the sun beating down on my unit.
Yeah.
I pull it tight, and then it's amazing how much heat it holds. Like when I'm out here in cold temperatures, works great. But it's real thick upholstery fabric instead of like regular curtain material.
And it's just held up at the top by magnets also, huh?
Yeah, everything is steel in here. So I mean, magnets are holding dang near. I mean, they're holding my fly rod up. They hold my curtains. They hold my pool cue. They hold that trippy seat back goes through these guys.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty amazing. They're neodymium magnets. They're extremely strong magnets. Yeah. You have to use like pliers to get them off. But yeah, I mean, the less holes you drill, and if you have a steel rig, like this is all steel,
Yeah.
magnets work great.
Yeah. Well, and they're aesthetically nice. It's beautiful fabric, and so it's not like that
Thank you.
reflectix that.
Yeah, I hate that. I can't. Aesthetics are a big deal to me.
As an artist, I'm sure. Yeah.
The first curtains I bought dark curtains.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I used them until they were too tired. But as soon as I'd done that, I was like, whoa, I wish I'd gotten light curtains, so that, like, if you're in the desert and you need to have the curtains down to keep it cooler inside, it's nice that there's still some light that kind of comes through. It doesn't feel like a cave, you know. Yeah. And I mean, when I am in the desert, I'm in this setup. I have my front windows wide open, back door open. I orient, east to west, so the sun's tracking over the top.
Mhm.
And with the awning, I stay unbelievably cool. I've been in triple digits, and I've been totally comfortable in the heat of the day by retreating in here until I can throw a shadow again, sort of thing. Yeah. So yeah, just thick upholstery fabric, and it works great.
Yeah. And did you sew it?
No, I hired a seamstress to do that for me.
Okay.
Just gave her the dimensions, and I asked her just to do a stitch so it wouldn't like unravel.
Yeah.
But she did a full hem all the way around. Like, okay. So yeah.
Yeah.
But they work great.
Yeah.
They're really nice. Yeah.
And do you, like right now we're getting a wonderful cross
Yeah.
breeze because
Isn't that something?
the front windows open.
Yeah.
Because none of these side windows open, right?
Mm-mm.
This is great.
Surprisingly, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really comfy in the heat. And this hatch opens all the way. I can stand up through the hatch.
Did you install that?
I did. That was the
Uh-huh.
most stressful thing of the whole build, cutting my perfect ceiling open.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Yes.
But yeah, I did. I had done it before on other vans, but yeah, that was still woohoo.
But that's very clever because it's just mechanical. This
Yeah.
isn't like a Max Air fan
Nope,
that has a
I don't like
remote to it.
again, I did want the complexity.
Yeah.
And the beauty of this is that on starry nights,
Oh,
I could
look
prop
at
it
that.
open. I got a full sky view.
Well, you can stand up in there
I
too.
can. I can stand up through it. And I love the giant hatch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Way better in my mind than a Max fan,
Yes. Okay, so you got a few dowels over here. What's
Oh,
up
these are
with
curtain rods. It's where I hang my towels to dry
Okay.
or any wet clothes and stuff. Yeah. Again, held up with magnets. I
Yeah.
just put eye bolts in the end of these dowels,
Yeah.
and I can reposition wherever I need to go. And
Very clever. So you
yeah,
could hang some laundry, do a little hand wash.
absolutely.
And then you've got a back curtain
Yeah,
similar.
this is a real almost sheer curtain that I could drop down, and it's real flowy, and it's
Oh,
just real
okay.
pretty.
Yeah.
I use that if I need some measure of privacy,
Uh-huh.
but I want airflow.
So that one's not an upholstery.
No,
made of
no,
upholstery fabric.
that's a real thin kind of sheer.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful pattern, really pretty color, and a lot of times if I have this awning out, I'll have that flowing out too, and it's very pretty, very
Yeah.
bohemian looking, nice. Yeah.
So you don't really try to be totally stealth here.
I have no stealth. I can't.
Because of the nature of the vehicle. You're just not going to be stealth.
No, yeah. Stealth is not something I even think about because I don't have it. I can't have it.
Yeah.
Not with something like this. I mean, I can't go anywhere without getting attention. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your bed looks super comfy.
Yeah, it's a 5-inch thick, nice foam mattress, and I've got all storage underneath it, and yeah, it works great. My whole wardrobe is just in those two boxes right here, these two tubs, and then I have other stuff stored in here.
Yeah.
My laundry and garbage can and everything, and then out the back, I have all my tools. I carry with me virtually every tool I use ever on the rig.
Yeah.
Except for an engine hoist. I
This
can't
is
carry
your
that.
home.
Yeah.
And has been for how long?
I'm in my 7th year. Yeah.
Good for you.
Thanks.
So how do you go to the bathroom?
Oh, I use a pee bottle like a lot of people.
Yep.
And I just plan for number 2. I do have a, I don't know if you've seen these collapsible
Yes.
toilets.
Yes.
They're amazing. The plastic ones.
Yeah.
Game changer.
Did you
Really
get-
cool.
you have one?
I do have one.
And so if there's an emergency and there's no other
I'm very
alternative-
predictable. I don't have any health issues. So
Uh-huh.
very rare. I have to use it maybe 3 times a year.
Yeah.
It's just not a thing for me.
Yeah.
But even if it was, those are really great. I started out, I had a cassette toilet, one of those Dometic cassette toilets.
Mhm.
And it's a space hog. It's a
Oh,
maintenance
yeah.
pain in the ass. And I'm like, after about a year, I'm like, why did I do this?
Yeah.
And I got it out, and it's like this huge space gain.
Yeah.
And it's like, gosh, just use a bottle, use a stainless steel bottle, so I can walk into a bathroom with it. Nobody thinks anything because
Oh,
it looks like a water bottle.
right.
Dump it in a toilet.
Oh, that's great.
And I have a protocol, clean it every day. That's
Yeah.
real simple. And yeah, it works great. Yeah.
I'm learning a lot from you, Rich.
Yeah. Well, hey, van lifers, we talk about that stuff.
Well, it's just a necessary part of life.
It is,
Everybody's
yeah.
got to deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, not many people wake up and don't need to go pee.
Yeah.
And you sure as heck don't want to get dressed and run outside or drive somewhere. So
Yeah. So when you do your artwork or any kind of work that you do,
Mhm.
like on a laptop, if you're editing photos or
Mhm.
anything, where do you do that in here?
Generally sitting where you are, and I'll set up, my laptop on one of these.
Yep.
Just sit there and do the work. Typically, if I have a lot of Photoshop to do, I'll go to a library where I have a real working surface, real table.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Wi-Fi and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. And are these pillows fake, filled with like winter coats and stuff? Or are they actually pillows?
These are meditation pillows, so they are what they appear to be.
Yeah.
The thicker yellow pillow behind you has a blanket in it,
Okay.
my extra blanket.
Yep.
And the other one is just a regular pillow. My daughter makes good use of that whole put your extra coats and stuff in pillows.
Your daughter is on the road too?
Yeah, she's right behind us. She's in the Blue Astro.
Okay.
Yeah, we're a whole family of nomads. My son is no longer, but he lived in his van for several years, and we built it out, and then my ex-wife, she's done it before in an RV, and she's building out a van right now. Yeah, we're pretty nomadic types. We like to adventure.
So what's with this red light here?
Oh, this is an original part. This back of this truck was full of radio gear. It was a command truck.
Oh.
And it had blackout curtains. And so this light would be on when there had the blackout curtains gone down, so it could work and not flash light outside the vehicle.
Yeah.
But there was a switch that used to be here at the back door that as soon as someone would open the back door, it would cut out the white light and light up the red light. So there was no flash of light that could be seen from the air anywhere. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a beautiful glass, beautiful lens. I mean, I've taken it apart. I was so bummed to find that the original fixture was gone inside, and I couldn't actually repair it. Yeah.
Work. Uh-huh.
Hey, Brooke, this is my daughter, Asia.
Hi, I'm Asia.
Hi, Asia.
You've been in here a while, huh?
Yeah,
People
she's
wanna
doing a
talk
video.
to you.
Okay,
I
we gotta
know.
let you talk to people.
All right. Well, nice to meet you.
Thank you, Rich.
Thank you.